Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Min. I hope you enjoy my sexy voice as I am having a cold. Well, let's start our story today. CCTV, short for China Central Television, is undoubtedly a dream destination for many aspiring young talents in the broadcasting field in China. But the diverse mix of Chinese society, there is this big issue of educational discrimination. And today I'm going to share you the story of a determined young woman who defied educational constraints, embarking on a journey from an ordinary school, overcoming challenges, and ultimately earning the opportunity to join the CCTV as a postgraduate student. Yet, just as she stood on the brink of realizing her ambitions in both life and career, her journey was halted by jealousy and suspicion. What happened? Let's dive right into it. Ma Pian Ran was born in 1989 in Shangqiu City, Henan Province, which has a long history and super high population that over 7 million. The overall competition is insane around this area. My parents' father is a surgeon and her mom is a nurse. Because of China's one-child policy, they could have only one child, right? And they were stoked when their daughter Ma Pian Ran was born. So they gave her a name that means she's gonna glide through life like a graceful dancer. As the only child, Ma Pian Ran grew up in a pretty sheltered environment, which helped shape her cheerful and optimistic personality. She got the best of her parents' looks, with her dad's big eyes and double eyelids and her mom's cute chin and lips. She was a total brainiac at school and also had serious skills in both dancing and singing, making quite an impression on the artistic scene. In high school, she totally on the stage with her amazing presence. She was always hosting and performing at events which sparked her interest in a career in broadcasting. As she got ready to finish high school, she talked to her parents about picking a college major. She told them she wanted to major in broadcasting. But you know how obsessed we Asians are with careers like doctors, lawyers, and stuff, right? And unlike most of other Chinese parents, Ma Pian Ran's father actually super respected his daughter's choice. Her dad thought she should be in charge of her own life, and as parents, they should give her some advice rather than forcing her into doing anything. So she received support from both of her parents in pursuing her major. In 2008, she started studying broadcasting and hosting at Shangqiu Normal University. In college, she really got into studies and totally impressed her professors with her killer grades. Her roommates would describe her as a social butterfly, always ready to lend a hand to anyone who needed it. With her great grades and fantastic personalities, she wowed the crowd at campus events and landed gigs in local commercials to showcase her talent. With this wealth of stage experience as graduation approached, her broadcasting skills were already polished and she had a knack for taking control of the scene. In early 2012, she embarked on her college internship and was invited to join this Henan provincial TV station as a presenter. Despite being a newcomer, her professionalism and on-the-spot performance gained recognition from supervisors and senior colleagues. In May 2012, she totally killed it and snagged third place in this Shanghai college student TV host competition. I think, this is big in the related fields and stuff, right? With this achievement, she wrapped her college journey on a high note. So in June 2012, she graduated from college and finished up her internship at this Henan Provincial TV. She officially joined the team as a full-time employee. You think she stopped there? Nope. She did such a great job during her internship that she was put in charge of the flagship show, this Happy Journey in Central China. Being the main host in a program on TV as a newly graduated student, that's insanely good. And even though she was already really good at what she did, Ma Pian Ran, who's known for being super disciplined and always wanting to be the best, kept working on her skills. In September 2012, 3 months later, she managed to get into Guangxi Arts Institute for a master's degree in broadcasting and hosting. While attending a lecture, she met Professor Wu, who was well known in the field and had mentored some successful students like Dong Qing, the nationwide well-known hostess from the China Central TV. Ma Pian Ran's outstanding professional abilities and diligent attitude are highly appreciated by Professor Wu. As a result, she was taken under Professor Wu's mentorship, where she guided her in honoring her professional skills. With her amazing abilities and the guidance of a big shot like Professor Wu, it was pretty clear that success was in the cards. With Professor Wu's help and recommendation, she managed to pass the assessment for CCTV, the television, at just 23 years old and became an intern hosting the program. One bang, one term, that's how I translated it, but you can see it, the original Chinese name for the program. It is a big studio TV show about art investment. The main format of the program revolves around simulating real art buying and selling, and the show is still airing. Ma Pian Ran felt lucky to be working with the dedicated and detail-oriented senior colleagues at CCTV who always aimed for perfection in their broadcasts. So she was super inspired. She mimicked their work habits, doing thorough research before going on air and making sure to master the content to be presented. She never let any uncertainties linger overnight. If she didn't understand something, she would either research it herself or consult with experienced and available senior colleagues. Working super duper hard. Where you invest your time, that's where success grows, right? And over 2 years of hard work, she finally found her footing in her job at CCTV. That is incredible. Well, remember, we have this educational discrimination going on in China. Ma Pian Ran wasn't necessarily graduated from one of those top-notch units in China, so it's extra hard for her to get job opportunities from this China Central Television. No doubt, a brighter future was on the horizon. But you know how life throws those unexpected curveballs. Her nearly perfect life took a nosedive due to a heartbreak in love, steering her towards a completely different path. On the 16th of February 2015, 2 days before the Spring Festival, Ma Pian Ran lost her life to her ex-ish boyfriend, Zhang Yong Lei. He, for some reason, hated her so much that he almost decapitated her with a knife. And he fled after the crime he had done to this beautiful and innocent girl. What was going on? Taking it back in time, Ma Pian Ran's dad was a surgeon and her mom a nurse, right? She was the apple of their eyes since forever. But she wasn't one to let the spoils get to her head. Instead, she carried all the qualities you'd expect from an outstanding girl: beautiful, lovely, kind-hearted, and cheerful. So that's this guy, Zhang Yong Lei. He's like 6'1" and really into basketball. He's got a solid build, thick eyebrows, and a high nose. He's a cool dude, down to earth and warm. And he's not the most talkative guy since he grew up in a single-parent household. His mom's always getting married and divorced, which messed with his emotional security and made him kinda introverted. Tough, right? Yet he was genuine, always greeting acquaintances with a friendly nod and maintaining polite manners. For some reason, the academic ace Ma Pian Ran during her critical high school third year fell for Zhang Yong Lei. The feeling was mutual, and they found themselves head over heels. But Ma Pian Ran had her priorities straight. Even though in love, she never let it interfere with her studies. So in 2008, she aced her way into the broadcasting and hosting major, had later pursued a postgraduate degree. During her postgraduate studies, she won so many prizes that I have introduced in the first chapter. Well, in the second chapter, right? Anyway, on top of that, she had hosted and involved with many actual TV programs already, right? With her natural talent and shining abilities, she soared in the world of broadcasting, earning love from the audience for her hosting style. Now, contrast that with her high school sweetheart, Zhang Yong Lei's approach. He's a love-struck dude. Ever since falling for Ma Pian Ran, he couldn't concentrate on anything without seeing her sweet face in his mind. That's what he said. Consequently, his studies took a hit and he ended up attending a vocational school in Zhengzhou City. After graduating, he got a job at the Urban Management Bureau in Shangqiu City, their hometown. That's when the gap in their academic and career paths started growing, and the physical distance between them widened. Ma Pian Ran was in the south, and he was staying in their hometown. Even though lovebirds tend to be oblivious to these things, their relationship journey was about to get thorny. Even with her own success, Ma Pian Ran didn't let it change her feelings for Zhang Yong Lei. Despite the long distance making it inconvenient to meet often, she and Zhang Yong Lei frequently chatted on social media. On the platform, she jokingly referred to herself as the Lord and Zhang Yong Lei as the loyal minister. They were having a bit of role play there. Both sets of parents were pleased with their relationship and everyone got along well. Ma Pian Ran's dad affectionately called Zhang Yong Lei as this big fluffy, while Zhang Yong Lei's mom and Ma Pian Ran referred to each other as big treasure and big beauty, nicknames flying around. Just 3 or 4 days before the incident, it was Zhang Yong Lei's mother's birthday. Unable to make it back to hometown in time, Ma Pian Ran specially ordered a large bouquet of carnations online and sent her blessings over the phone. Well, that's how close they were to each other. In Zhang Yong Lei's mother's eyes, Ma Pian Ran was beautiful, poised, and talented, making her the perfect choice for a daughter-in-law. So she bought a house for the couple in Shangqiu City, their hometown. Now, if they were the envy of everyone around, how did the tragic strike? Turns out, while there was a gap between them, academically, career-wise, and physical distance, Ma Pian Ran's feelings for Zhang Yong Lei hadn't changed a bit, right? But Zhang Yong Lei had grown increasingly suspicious, and his mindset had already shifted. The long distance had made him overly paranoid, and the gender role reversal in their careers added significant psychological pressure on him. For Zhang Yong Lei, love was his entire life, while Ma Pian Ran clearly wanted both love and her career. Unable to be by her side frequently, Zhang Yong Lei couldn't help but harbored resentment. The conflicts between them began when Ma Pian Ran decided to pursue a postgraduate degree. Zhang Yong Lei felt that she didn't need to because she was so outstanding and she had already had so many job offers in hand in their local city. It's unnecessary. But Ma Pian Ran, being an ambitious young woman, couldn't follow Zhang Yong Lei's plan, which I bet was just that she stayed in their hometown and got a job or whatever locally and formed a family with him. And that's it. Her life would be just family. No judgment to any housewife though if they truly wanted it. But that's not for Ma Pian Ran. She obviously wanted to explore and develop in her career. She ended up acing her postgraduate entrance exams and swiftly rose as a rising star in the world of broadcasting. Strangely, instead of being happy for her, Zhang Yong Lei became melancholic and anxious, feeling that Ma Pian Ran might break up with him one day. Later, during Ma Pian Ran's postgraduate studies, the narrow-minded Zhang Yong Lei began excessively caring. He would call her incessantly, and if she couldn't answer due to something urgent, he would call her classmates or roommates to check on her whereabouts. You know, the crazy boyfriend type that freaks everyone. And just when things were already complicated, another person entered the scene, fueling Zhang Yong Lei's suspicions even more. This person was a classmate of Ma Pian Ran during her postgraduate studies. He had once passionately pursued Ma Pian Ran, but she politely declined, mentioning that she was in a relationship. That's normal, right? Ma Pian Ran believed in open communication in the relationship, and to show trust in her boyfriend, she honestly shared this incident with Zhang Yong Lei. But not everyone deserved the truth here. Little did she know that this revelation would plant the seeds of trouble and amplify his suspicions. At this point, Zhang Yong Lei was terrified of losing her. He wanted to hold on to the relationship tight, not wanting to let go for even a moment. However, what he didn't realize was that love is like sand in your hand. The tighter you try to grip it, the faster it slips away. Ma Pian Ran being outstanding and having admirers, which should be a normal thing, right? But Zhang Yong Lei gradually being obsessed and paranoid. He couldn't see it that way. Ever since she told him about the other admirer, he would persist on checking her phone every time he met with Ma Pian Ran. He was that set on digging out evidence of her cheating. Ma Pian Ran didn't expect Zhang Yong Lei to be so narrow-minded and worldly. Being with him felt exhausting and almost unbearable. Finally, unable to endure it any longer, Ma Pian Ran decided to break up with him. And to him, this breakup thing just to confirm his suspicion that she was cheating, and his heart filled with resentment. As the saying goes, misfortunes never come along. A subsequent event pushed their relationship to the brink. During the winter break, when Zhang Yong Lei returns home, he found out that his mother was planning to marry a new boyfriend and asked him to move out from her place. Big boys should have paid for their own rent. Obviously, the mother didn't know that her child was just broke up, or maybe she did, but didn't think that was anything too significant. However, Zhang Yong Lei just couldn't accept the fact that his mother was choosing her date over him. He saw it as adding insult to his breakup injury. And at the time, when Ma Pian Ran heard that, her ex-boyfriend was having this mother thing going on, she actually complained to her best friend saying that his mom was a bit too harsh to him. It's upon the new year and she's making him live alone in the dorm. How lovely, her bestie jokingly said. You are breaking up with him, why do you even care? However, the kind-hearted Ma Pian Ran expressed that even though she planned to break up with him, she still hoped the best for him and she wanted him to be happy. While she apparently was underestimated Zhang Yong Lei's desperation. In the evening of the 15th of February, 2015, at about 10 p.m., Ma Pian Ran was still at her bestest place, though she was about to head home. And when she opened the door, she was so surprised to find out that Zhang Yong Lei was waiting outside. He stood there with a bad look and a strong smell of alcohol. He said he wanted to bring her home, but he was politely refused. Well, no one wants to go into a drunkard's car. Subsequently, Ma Pian Ran drove away on her own, with Zhang Yong Lei following her in his car, both driving. When they reached Ma Pian Ran's home, both got out of their cars. Zhang Yong Lei approached Ma Pian Ran and questioned her, saying something like, "Why do you want to break up with me? Are you getting involved with the other guy?" Ma Pian Ran replied, "How did you even become like this? Even without him, I can continue to be with you, And then Zhang Yong Lei called Ma Pian Ran's father, hoping that the father could intervene and salvage their dying relationship somehow. But when Ma Pian Ran's father opened the door, approached to them, because both of them were next to Ma Pian Ran's house, right? Ma Pian Ran stopped him, saying that she could handle her own affairs. Father, back up. Big girl wanted to deal with it by herself, just like any other adults. When she was with him alone, as it was late that night, Ma Pian Ran was literally feeling really tired. She told him to just go home and should think of their relationship after she completed her internship with the China Central Television in the next couple of months, right? Both should calm down and think of the situation and deal with it later. That's what she wanted. And she returned home after she thought she had talked it all out clearly with her then ex-ish boyfriend. Well, we all have these limbo moments, right? Whether to break up or get back together in this relationship. It takes time to figure it out. It's only natural that way. But Zhang Yong Lei misunderstood her, I bet, as he was full on emotional and jealousy. He took this cool-off suggestion as she was breaking up for sure, and she didn't want him anymore. At that moment of extreme despair, Zhang Yong Lei returned home, secretly kowtowed 3 times to his sleeping mother, then grabbed a knife and left the house. He drove once again to Ma Pian Ran's home, called her, and said he wanted to put an end to their relationship. Fearing that he might linger and disturb her family's rest, Ma Pian Ran decided to silently leave the home alone. However, what she didn't expect was that the frantic Zhang Yong Lei would kill her, slashing her 7 times with fatal blows without even leaving her a chance to scream. Then, Zhang Yong Lei rang the doorbell again. When Ma Pian Ran's dad opened the door, he put a knife on his neck and said to him, "Your daughter doesn't want me anymore. I have killed her at the door of your house." And the father was literally just woken from a dream, though he felt disbelief and worried sick for his daughter. So he gave no shit to this blade that put against his throat. He pushed that away without glancing at the dude and literally ran out barefoot to check out for his baby girl. And all he saw was his baby angel lying in a puddle of blood. The neck wound reached as deep as the spinal cord, and the head and neck had been brutally cut open. Like I said, her father is a surgeon, so he wasted no time to give her resuscitation the moment he found her. He couldn't lose his daughter. So while he was performing the resuscitation, he screamed to Zhang Yong Lei with this old-time sweet name. He almost begged him to call the emergency. But Zhang Yong Lei ran off already when he saw the father was going for the daughter. And it all happened so fast that Ma Pian Ran's mother only just walked out with all the yelling noise, right? She spotted right away that her daughter was lying in this puddle of red when she fainted and fell to the ground. Almost everyone was shocked and caught off guard by this tragic incident. No one saw it coming, especially to the families and relatives. Zhang Yong Lei's mother mentioned that her son was kind and emotionally sensitive. He once had this pet dog that he had been raising and caring, but it died a year ago. Zhang Yong Lei buried it under a tree that's right next to their home, just so he could visit the buried pet every once in a while. And when he got drunk, he'd cry over this tree for hours at night. So he was very emotionally vulnerable and full on sympathy to his mother. People like him couldn't hurt anyone, that's what she thought. And Zhang Yong Lei's neighbors commented that he seemed honest and didn't look like someone who would use a knife to harm anyone. He was never a violent guy. Even Ma Pian Ran's father said that his daughter had been in a loving relationship with Zhang Yong Lei for so many years, and he had never heard of any conflicts between them. He didn't hear any complaints from his daughters about this guy until it all went south. So the father had only told his daughter to handle these affairs, wisely. However, tragedy had occurred, and despite the disbelief and signs, there was nothing else anyone could do. And when we take a closer look to the situation, it seems that when the relationship was formed, their fates seemed to be written in this tragedy way. Zhang Yong Lei became a murderer because of his personality, which was influenced by growing up in a single-parent family, as his extreme behavior is connected to his upbringing. And I'm not saying all single-parent family has problems, it's just his. Remember that I said earlier that Zhang Yong Lei got kicked out of his mother's place right before the Spring Festival, which is a festival known for unions of families, by which you could see how passive he was in his original family. He couldn't argue or rebel against his mother's will. And this grown-up children should live alone thing in our culture exists, though not all the families do that. There are still many families would have their adult children to live with the parents even after the kids got married and stuff. Another topic, not the core for today's topic. Anyway, Zhang Yong Lei grew up seeing his mother got married and divorced and remarried, then divorced again. It's like a constant circle. So I bet he was so pessimistic about marriage and relationship by default. And he was lucky to run into someone like Ma Pian Ran, the lovely girl that gave him this feeling of being loved. However, she was just too good for him, and I bet that's what he believed. Whenever together, he could be reassured by her smiles and affectionate hugs and kisses. But when they separated with long distance, he couldn't see her facial expression anymore, not even mentioned by physical interactions. It's like his love and relationship was broken bit by bit by himself. He gradually became insecure. And because he was all about Ma Pian Ran, he wanted to be with her so much that he started these lists of how equal or better or was he to be able to be by her side. She graduated with a bachelor and was about to graduate with a master's degree. And what he got, he wasn't even having a nearly decent degree to begin with. She was in this great internship with the CCTV, the national television. But he was merely a municipal officer that weighed nothing in comparison. The more he thought about that, the more he felt bad for himself. So Zhang Yong Lei, lacking love and proper guidance, became increasingly introverted and closed off. Combined with his mother's casual attitude towards marriage, he lost faith in love and marriage. However, we, normal people, would just stop that relationship, right? If I were to say that I were nothing to my partner and I felt bad for myself, I'd just quit. But like any other crazy ex, Zhang Yong Lei developed an extreme possessiveness towards Ma Pian Ran. And plainly, he was just jealous about her and about everything that surrounded her. He became paranoid, narrow-minded, and desperately wanted to claim her as his own. Little did he realize, his suffocating love could only cause pain. When Ma Pian Ran suggested a breakup, Zhang Yong Lei's last jaw snapped. He harbored murderous intentions, destroying what he couldn't have in a matter of minutes. Normally, If two people can't be in a romantic relationship, they can still be friends. And if they can't be friends, they don't have to be enemies, right? Even if they are enemies, they would still follow the law and not behave recklessly like this. I mean, to kill anyone. However, Zhang Yonglei was no ordinary people. His personality was incomplete and his psyche was distorted. Therefore, when he was caught and the police asked him about the motive for the murder, he claimed to suspect that Ma Pian Ran was cheating, so he just killed. He just killed with groundless suspicions. This only indicates a severely twisted mentality that he had. Ma Pian Ran was the victim in this entire event. She had a promising future, but met her demise due to poor choices in this romantic relationship, leaving people lamenting. She was too innocent and kind, unable to see the darkness of this guy. In fact, Zhang Yong Lei's sinister side was evident in his words and posts on social media. 3 years before the tragedy went down, he actually posted something disturbing to Ma Pian Ran, saying that love and hate must draw blood, love and death must be heroic. But I bet they were deeply in love at the time, so she couldn't see the craziness in this declaration. She only felt it was romantic. And when Zhang Yong Lei was attending this class reunion party, he actually proudly told his old pal that he'd proposed after his girlfriend graduated from her postgraduate studies. And you know how old friends could be, relaxed and jokingly ask Zhang Yong Lei what if she refused. Out of anyone's expect, he coldly replied, "Then I will hold her hand and jump off the tallest building in the city." His words had just fallen and the atmosphere immediately turned chilly. However, everyone thought it was just an ill-timed jest, so they brushed it off at the moment, not taking it too seriously. It wasn't until the tragedy occurred that people remembered this awkward little incident. Only then could they trace back to the fact that Zhang Yong Lei's mindset had undergone a significant change at the time, but no one noticed it before. Ma Pian Ran couldn't see how dangerous Zhang Yong Lei's obsession was because she was been long distance with him, right? She could never imagine her high school sweetheart could turn into someone like this. So when danger approached, she couldn't take effective precautions. After Ma Pian Ran's death, her father froze her body, hoping to bury her after Zhang Yong Lei faced justice. And during the meantime, the parents were devastated. In late March 2015, after being on the run for over a month, Zhang Yong Lei turned himself in. They had a court and everything. My parents' family had waited for 28 months to bury her, until Zhang Yong Lei was sentenced and executed as scheduled. And our story of the day ends here. Thanks for watching, and could you hit that like and subscribe button to show me some support? That kept me going and making more videos. Bye.